Hello everyone, welcome back to the Path of Exile 2-week Turmoil race. As you can see, I'm dead. My character has bitten the dust and croaked. It's ashes to ashes for me over here. So the story of how I died is actually a lot less interesting than you might think. So I got to this point in the sewers. I was just grabbing the additional thing in the right sewers for Victario's secrets or whatever. And I was just cruising along, bonking everything, doing just great. Everything was going fine, didn't even get close to dying. And then I had an emergency. My dog kind of needed some immediate attention, and I had to jump away from the computer, thinking that I had just enough time to like run and deal with whatever it was, and maybe my golem would protect me or something like that. And turns out these little snake guys, they ganged up on me and they took me out. And when I came back to my computer, this is what I was looking at. So unfortunately, I didn't get to show you guys how I died because I died in kind of a goofy way. I intended to get to the end of Act 3 and record the fight with Dominus or something like that to show you guys, but ended up getting to this point and didn't quite anticipate that to happen. Normally I would make a town portal and go back, but it didn't even cross my mind as I ran away to deal with my pets there. So I apologize guys, I didn't have a cool ending for this race. I was trying to get to level 65. I'll show you guys what I ended up with anyways, because we still get to keep our characters, so I might as well show you what happened between last episode and this episode. So I was using these gloves. Things are going to be a little weird in here as I go through things. So these gloves that had the Word of Fury is actually awesome. I'm probably going to just run around and show you guys that a little bit after I go through everything here, because it's actually a really cool ability, and it just does so much damage. It's pretty nice. Anyway, so those are the gloves I was using as you saw before. Still using the Innsbury Edge. And still same helmet, but I have put in melee physical damage support instead of fortify support just to get some more damage out of it. And I found this, the Cloak of Flame Scholar's Robe, which gives me increased ignite duration, chance to ignite, and I take physical damage as fire, which having max fire resist kind of really helps take less damage overall. So it's a really decent item for just absorbing more damage and turning it into elemental damage, which I can then resist. And unless I have some kind of debuff or something, but overall it seemed to really kind of improve my ability to survive a lot of things. Would have liked better sockets, would have liked some health on it, but it was okay for what I needed at the time. This is my belt. I don't know if I showed you guys this one already, but just health and fire resistance, which is good. I think I'm a bit over on fire resistance right now, but actually let's take a look. What am I at here? I'm at 119. So yeah, a little bit over on fire resistance, mostly because of this piece, but and then I just got these boots recently. They had decent armor on them, and they had 27 to cold and lightning resist, which I needed, and 25% movement speed, which is just awesome. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to put 4 sockets in that and use that. So I was just using Whirling Blades with Fortify support and faster attack support, and then the item rarity support just to level it up. I was eventually going to have plans, but now my plans are just gone to the wind, as you can see. I don't know if I showed you this ring. Just resistance is all around. I think I have showed you this one. And this ring as well, just for resistances and some damage. It seemed pretty decent. For I wasn't finding a whole lot of stuff that was really amazing, so it kind of fit the bill. And then we got just this necklace just recently too. Additional fire resistance for when I switched this out, and just the max health. It was better than my old one, so I wasn't really finding a whole lot of good off pieces, but I was slowly making little upgrades as we went. And still using this sword as well. And nothing's really changed in terms of skill set. I'm still using Hatred, Herald of Ash, all that other stuff. Just mostly switched away around the Whirling Blades to give it some support, and then still keeping my dual strike with the splash and faster attacks. I really enjoyed playing this character. I had a lot of fun. I think that melee ranger is something I'm definitely going to try in the future, because just running around bonking things with dual strike and dashing through everything with Whirling Blades was a lot of fun. And if I had gotten to the point where I could have linked more things together and tried to build the way I imagined I was going to do it, I think it would have been a complete blast to play. And right at the end, I got a 6-socket bow that I was going to sell for the jeweler's orbs, of course. And let's just see what we got here. Anything cool? That's a good amount of life on those, but not really. I probably would have used those, actually. If they had a resistance on them, I would have used them. That's the thing, is everything was either having lots of life and no resistances, or lots of resistances and no life. But let's, I guess we get our skill point from Hagen there. So let's show you guys my skills while we're taking a look here. So I redid things a little bit. I took out the points in fencing because I didn't really think that this was giving me a lot of value for each point, and it was 4 points going into it. And I could also just kind of reroute and do things a little bit differently. So I rerouted completely out of this section, but I did stay down here so that I could get this node here with the thick skin and the life and everything. and I was considering taking out Graceful Assault. It seemed pretty decent, but I'm kind of focusing more on Frenzy and some other stuff than I am on Onslaught, so maybe that would be something I'd take later down the line as an addition. But 10% chance to gain on kill and all that other stuff is like, I could just use a Flask or take the other Ascendancy that gives me this one here, Onslaught, guaranteed for 3 seconds on kill and more attack damage. So that is possibly, or was possibly, going to be my second, the thing I would grab from Merciless Labyrinth, and I would take this one from the Cruel Labyrinth, which I was eventually going to work up to. But then we, I was going to get rid of this, but I kept it just because I didn't have any refund points at the time. We went down here. I didn't take this, of course, because I'm not dealing with that. Kept these nodes just for the stats and continued along this path. Took a whole bunch out of these 4 nodes here because Mana Leech wasn't doing a whole lot for me, and I just wanted to see if I could invest them in stronger nodes to get more value out of each point. That's what I was trying to do, is just maximize the value for each point that I could get. I still have my dual wield tree here, and I went and took Cloth and Chain and Savagery, which I think you already saw, but I went further down the chain here, and we got 20% increased health as well as some increased life regeneration from this one. And then I put this jewel for the increased melee damage and weapon range, or the attack damage and weapon range, just to kind of buff things up and open up a jewel socket for when I get better jewels. And then additionally, I went back up here and rerouted a little bit, not over here anymore. And I went up here and I got Fervor, and I had just picked up this jewel socket so I could use this one-handed melee gem that gives me pretty decent melee damage, I thought. And then my plans from there, I believe I was going to head north in the tree and work my way up to the Frenetic Frenzy Charge up here was my goal, and then get Blood Drinker for some more health and life leech. And then I was just kind of branch around and see what else I was going to grab. Probably more defenses like Survivalist and stuff like that, and jewel sockets and things like that. But yeah, that was my plans. And I do have 2 refund slots now, so I could have moved more things around. But let's just slap that point right there. Sure, why not? And yeah, do I have anything cool in my stash to show you? I think, I guess it's converted me to standard now, so I don't have any of the things that I found in my stash, which I wonder if those are just going to transfer over to the other characters or whatever, because I can see my vendor Vargan or whatever isn't here as well. So let's just clear out my inventory really quick, because it just feels right. It just feels like natural to do that for some reason. Anyways, yeah, I was in the marketplace there, so let's kind of head back to where I was, or at least a similar area. Actually, let's just generate a whole new section of a place here. So let's see, I can probably dash through here pretty quickly. I want to turn my buffs on, and no fear of dying anymore because we've already died. So let's just run through and show you guys the character in her final form before she bit the dust there. So as you can see, I'm just like dashing through things, and what happens when I have Word of Fury on hit is that little, I'll see if I can show you a better example here. Gotta wait for it to, it's like a 5-second, there you go, see that big arc of projectiles that flew around there? That procs like every 5 seconds, and it does a ridiculous amount of damage. It's taken out like small groups of mobs all by itself before, and if you position yourself right, you can actually have it trigger on an elite guy, and if he stands just right or he's big enough, he'll get hit by every single one of those little charges, and it's just insanely strong. Maybe not insanely strong, but for my experience with this game, it was definitely very strong, and I really hope that when I'm playing a character in the future, I can get another Word of Fury enchantment, because I really like it. I think it's one of my favorite enchantments I've played with so far, which I've only played with like 2 or 3, so I can't really be saying a whole lot, but from my limited experience, I thought it was a lot of fun. And then just playing this character, like I hadn't played a melee character in Path of Exile yet. This was, aside from like the other little races I did, but that's just like a 2-hour race or something. You're not really getting a whole lot of time to play around with the different stuff you can do, because you're always just trying to race through, right? But getting some time to experiment with the melee classes and the melee choices that I had, it was a lot of fun. Like, I don't die nearly as much as I did on my other character, which could also be due to just making better choices with gear and everything, having a bit more knowledge about the game and its inner workings and what stats are important and what's not important. But that's you know, I had just a complete blast playing this character. Honestly, it was just running around, dashing, bonking. It's just great times, and I'm totally lost right now, but that's okay. We're just kind of showcasing a little of the things I had going on here. Man, I really don't know where to go. Oh, there it is, derp. Okay, so here we are back in the warehouse district. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun playing this character. I don't know what my plans are going into Oriath, if I'm gonna be playing a melee ranger or be playing a ranger at all. I'm still trying to figure that out. I want to try something different. Like I don't want to build the same character I did in my first Let's Play, and I probably won't build something based on what I've tried in the races. I'm probably going to pick something totally new and just come up with kind of a general idea of what I want to try, and then see if I can make something happen with the new stuff in Oriath. I did spoil a little bit of it for myself because I was like, you know, if I'm gonna play it for you guys, I want to at least be able to talk about some of the stuff going on, and I want to have like some ideas of the new things that are going to be able to be done, and I want to, you know, kind of experiment, play around a little bit. So that was my thoughts on what I'm going to do with Oriath. I still haven't made up my mind, but when the time comes, hopefully I'll have decided by next week and I can start making some preparations. But yeah, aside from that, we're just gonna hop back into the regular Let's Play and get through as many maps as I can. I think I'm gonna try and get Uberlab down before the Fall of Oriath drops on August 4th. And when August 4th comes, I can guarantee you I'm going to have an episode up that day, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And I think I'm going to try and do a little bit different content going forward. I'm definitely going to do a Let's Play of Fall of Oriath. Let me know if you want anything specific for that Let's Play. If you want a story mode, like show all the dialogue, or if you want me to just, you know, run through things as fast as I can, or even if you have like a certain kind of character build you'd really like to see me play, or think I would enjoy, then, you know, leave a comment and I'll read it and, you know, get back to you if I think it's something I can do. I mean, if it's like a class or a character type that I don't really think I'd have fun with or don't think I could do really well with, then I might, you know, kind of veto the decision. But I'm totally open to all kinds of suggestions. You know, there's so much in this game, it's really hard to just be like, yeah, I'm going to play this one specific thing and only that. And, you know, I want to make like a few characters if I can. I'd like to play through a few different things and kind of showcase some different build ideas for you guys. But yeah, I'm kind of working out the kinks of how I'm going to achieve that, and hopefully I can do some more exciting stuff going forward for you guys. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching my adventure through the hardcore two-week Turmoil race, and I'm sorry that it had to end on such a like I don't really know what the word is right now. Underwhelming ending is how I would see it, because I totally expected to like fight Dominus and get crunched, and that would be, you know, a little bit more exciting. But instead, I came back from having to run away from my computer, and my poor ranger had, you know, was unable to defend herself and hit dust. We got a green crude bow. I don't think I've ever seen a green border on something before. Might just see what that's all about. Anyway, guys, yeah, hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you back in the regular Let's Play when we go and try and take on some more maps in the rest of Act 4 and Uberlab. So yeah, see you then, guys. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.